Hi, I'm Urquidez. Before we start our workout, I'm going to show you how you wrap your hands because it's very important that you protect your hands. John, why don't you come over here and assist me here? This is John here, and John's going to assist me. I'm going to wrap John's hands. And the importance of wrapping the hands is because it supports, okay? It brings all the knuckles back where it supports it, and it doesn't be able to actually bust your cappings or take the skin right off your knuckles. All right, John, why don't you give me your, matter of fact, give me your right hand. Okay, now, notice that I am going to wrap away from John's thumb, moving away from it. I'm going to go around, twice around the knuckles, but notice how I go at the edge of his knuckles. All right, twice around. Now, what I want to do is bring it up toward the wrist, and notice how high I go on the thumb. Okay, I bring it way up high. The whole key now is to bring all these joints back toward the wrist. So we're going to go and grab the small joint first. And then we're going to wrap it way up high towards his thumb, and then we're going to come to the second finger. And notice how I pull it back. So all the joints of the knuckles are pulled backwards toward the wrist. And then I'm going to wrap it around his wrist so the wrap does not fall down on his thumb. I will bring it around his wrist, and then I'm going to the last joint, which is between his fingers, and I'm going to push it back into it. So you make it pretty snug so they keep pretty tight, and then you go right around his wrist one more time. Now that you have these joints pushed back toward the wrist, you want to cover the top of his knuckles. So we'll bring it down to a small pinky, go around to the edge. Now notice where the wrap goes. It goes all the way down toward the knuckles. Okay, right below his top knuckles is where we want to take it. That's once around there. And then, if he closes a fist, we want to actually wrap right on top of it, of the knuckles. All right, and we'll have him open it right back up. Now, so far, you had each knuckle pulled back toward the wrist. You had the wrist tightened. Now we're going to what we call crisscross the center of his knuckles. So we'll go toward the thumb, bring it back to his wrist. We're going to come high on top of his thumb and bring it back down. So you have actually drew an X on the center of his fist. Now from there, we want to bring the joint of his thumb. So as you know, we go underneath and we go on top of the thumb. We'll bring it down and we're going to lock it back on top and bring it toward his wrist. So that way I'm actually pulling all the knuckles back and the thumb knuckle back toward the wrist. All right, from there, we'll bring it around the wrist, okay, and finish it off right at the wrist. All right, and then when all you have to do is just at the edge, just tuck it under, or should I say tuck it through. This is what you have, a basic wrap. Again, you wrapped around the wrist, you came and support each knuckle and you drew it back toward the wrist as well as the thumb. Then you crisscross the center of his knuckle so it doesn't break, and then you finish it off at the wrist. That's a proper way of wrapping. Before you hit any of these bags, you should always learn how to wrap your hands and always have a wrap on. Otherwise, you'll end up either jamming or taking the skin right off your knuckles. It's very important. Just think of this. Your hands are your money. You want to protect them. Okay? This is how you wrap your hands. Thank you, John. Hi, I'm Urquidez, and to assist me is John and Pete. What we're going to work today and what you're going to learn is learning routine and how to work equipment properly. Not only that, learning what to do and what equipment to use to begin with. So we're going to start off with our basic warming up. What do you do at the beginning? How do you begin to work your warm-up or to start your workout? We're going to start what we call shadow boxing. And shadow boxing is learning how to put all your tools together in an imaginary target. All right? Now from this, we're going to have John and Pete show you your basic movements. Now, okay, they're going to go into a fighting stance. Now, let's learn the fighting stance properly. We're going to use a clock system. All right? Now, you will be 12 o'clock, which will be your opponent will be 12 o'clock. They will step, okay, forward with their left leg facing 12 o'clock. Ready? Move. Okay, then from right there, both feet will pivot to 1 o'clock. Now, from right there, their shoulders will be facing 11 and 5. Now, their right hand will go to the right side of their jaw. Their left hand will come up by the cheekbone. And both knees will bend, just like it. Okay, now that you have your fighting stance, okay, step back to your head. Okay, well now I'll tell you, you take your fighting stance. As you step forward, you go right into a fighting stance. Ready? Taking your fighting stance. Okay, now, from right there, we need to learn how to work rhythm. Okay, rhythm is a motion of forward and back, all right? Now they'll work, as you'll see, feet and jump, work the rhythm. Forward and back, they're working rhythm. Now the reason for rhythm, because you need to learn to use rhythm together as you work with motion. Now that you've seen the rhythm is forward and back, they're going to work motion at the same time they're working motion. Watch, listen to this rhythm. And forward and back, and step, drag, forward and back, step, drag, and stop. So you notice the rhythm is forward and backwards. And the motion, every time they lean forward, they end up stepping. So now the same rhythm, and they're going to go backwards, but only your back leg will move now. Ready? And forward and back, step, drag, forward and back, and stop. Okay, now that you've seen them move forward and backwards with the same rhythm, this is what we call cutting the corner. Now, cutting the corner is learning how to shift side to side. Okay, lateral movement. Now, the rhythm is going to be a 3 count. So, when I say cutting the corner to the left, you will go to the left, and it will stay. It looks like this. You'll start with the left leg first. So, as you step with the left, you drag the right. And it looks like this. And left, right, stop. Okay? Then, you will cut the corner to the right. And it looks like this. But your right leg, now that you're going to the right, your right leg will step first. And it looks like this. And move this. Right, left, stop. Now, with the same rhythm, it looks like this on the 3 counts. And left, right, stop. Now, you're going to cut the corner to the right, and it will be right, left, stop. Ready? And move. Right, left, stop. Okay, now that you're seeing the rhythm of cutting the corner to the left, cutting the corner to the right, we're going to put it in a rhythm with non-stop. So they're going to go on a 3 count. To the left, they'll stop, and then continue going to 3 count to the right. And it looks like this. Ready? And left, right, stop, and right, left, stop. Okay. Now that you've seen the rhythm of learning how to cut the corner lateral movements on a rhythm type base, this is what we call pivoting. Okay? They'll pivot to the left. It looks like this. On the ball of the left is what you're going to pivot on. Ready? Pivot. And then they'll pivot right back to the right. Move. Okay, back up. Now, you'll see that in rhythm, what is called shadow boxing. Always, shadow boxing is what it is learning how to take all the kinks and learning how to warm up your body so when you start your workout, you don't end up pulling any muscles. All right, and this is what they're going to do. This is what we call shadow boxing. Okay, move. Now, as they're shadow boxing, the idea is to take all the kinks out, loosen up the body, and they're able, okay, to create an image or their opponent in front of them in their mind. And what they're doing is they're putting all the weapons together. Hey, they're kicking, they're punching, all right, and their head movements, they're blocking. They're practicing movement just so they can take to warm up the body. And usually they go a 2-minute, okay, to a 3-minute round. And usually it's anywhere from 2 minutes, okay, to 3 minutes. It will be up to you. You can start with, usually the beginners will start with 2-minute rounds. And the more advanced will go with 3-minute rounds. Now here, okay, the best way to go about it is you should be able to warm up at least 2 rounds. 2 rounds, 2 minutes will be good enough to warm up. By then your body's good and warm, it's got you go with good sweat, and you're prepared to go into the next step. Okay, back up here. That's your basic warm-up, what we call learning how to shadow box. Okay. Now that you had the idea, you get the idea of learning how to move forward and backward in rhythm. Now this is to where you're trying to get to, in a faster movement, all together in rhythm. It looks like this, right? Hey, this is what it looks like. This is what you need to work with. As you can see, they already created that image in their head, and they're working and really taking the kinks out. This is proper shadow boxing. This is the speed and the movement of energy you should have in shadow boxing. Actually putting this kind of energy into it. Taking all the kinks out of the body and working. By then you should have it to this point. Okay, that's good. Good, now that you're warmed up, I'm going to take you into the ring, and that's the first equipment that you're going to learn, okay, in this segment here. Now, what's important, okay, is learning how to use the ring, use the ropes. Now, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a ring, then you tape it. At your dojo, you tape a square ring, maybe 15 by 15. It doesn't matter. Once you're in a box, there's your ring. And we're going to teach you, at this point, how to work the ring. Welcome to the ring, as we call it, the square jungle. As you can see, in the ring here, there is no doors. So there's three most important things in the ring that you will be learning today, which, first of all, is learning how, what we call running the ropes. Okay, second of all, is learning how to use the ropes for your advantage. And third of all, learning how to cut the corner. Just in those orders. We're going to get Pete here to go up against the ropes here. And we're going to start off with basic, okay? With the basic learning how to run the ropes, or should we say, learning how to utilize the ring, especially when somebody is a heavy puncher or a wild swinger. Now, the same rhythm as I showed you earlier in a shadow box type movement, the rhythm is going to be to the left. So it looks like this. As Pete moves to the left, there will be rhythm. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and stops. Okay, now, also the rhythm will go to the right side. As you notice, the right leg will move. So as he's moving away from me, as somebody starts to swing, he's moving away from me. And you notice, he is close and he stays by the ring at all times. He's close to the ring. All right, so the first thing is learning how to run. Okay, learning how to run the ring. Second of all, as I told you, learning how to use the ropes for your advantage. Okay, now, as Pete will start to follow me, I will move back and Pete will follow me in rhythm. Now, as I go back, now you notice Pete does not take his eyes off me. He's not looking at the ropes to see where they're at. His eyes are on me. As I move forward, he's learning to move back. Now, as he hits the ropes, as you notice, his leg is touching the ropes and his front hand, actually what we call stiff jab, keeps the distance from my face, and notice he's leaning forward. So from that position, he's actually going to jab and keep the distance from right there. So if I start to throw a wild punch, he will hit the ropes, and you notice that he bounces away. All right, again. So the same way, okay, the same way that he's keeping the distance and keeping that jab, so even if I threw, okay, if I threw that right hand, he leans back, with the same way it can happen with the leg. And it looks like this. As I start to throw my round kick, he will hit the ropes and get away. And so there's no difference whether you use your hand or whether you use your leg, it's the same. All right, so that's learning how to use the ropes for your advantage. Now, third of all, as I told you, learning how to cut the corner. Now, cutting the corner means learning how to, the object of it is to get me, to drive me back to the end of the ropes. Now, if I go to the left of Pete, he will cut me off, and notice how he's moving forward though. He's inching me back. As I go to the right of him, he will come forward, and notice how he's inching me back. Now, how he keeps me inching me back is by using that front jab in my face. So every time I start to move to the left, he will throw that jab in my face and driving me back. If I go to the right of him, he will come forward and drive that jab in my face, but he's inching me backwards. So the key is, as I move to the left, he drives me back. As I move to the right, he drives me back. Okay, until he gets me all the way back, okay, to the ropes. Okay? Anytime I move to the left, he goes to the left. I move to the right, he goes to the right. Once he gets me up against the ropes, that's the key. Okay? That's the key to beat, right here up against here. Now, as you notice, those are the three things. First of all, learning how to run, okay, the ring. Learning how, second of all, learning how to hit the ropes. Third of all, learning how to cut the corners. Now, where's the place not to be, all right, which I'm going to show you right now. This is the place which definitely you don't want to be, in the corner. Now, the reason why you don't want to be in the corner is because there is no give. Hey, once he's there, that's it. There is no kind of spring. That's the first place you don't want to be in the ring. Second place you don't want to be, naturally, is up against the ropes. Why? It's because you only have a foot, maybe a foot and a half to bounce back. So if I use my legs, you can only go so far back. All right? If I did a side kick, you can only go so far back, or I did a spinning back kick. All right? So this is the second place you really don't want to be. Where's the ideal place to be? Okay? First of all, is you like to be to the center of the ring. And why the center of the ring is because you have plenty of room to run, plenty of room to move, plenty of room to fly. All right? Now, if you're up against the ropes, there's no way you can fly because of the ropes. The ropes will actually prevent you from jumping up. So this is the ideal place to be. Now, as you've seen us break it up in three parts, okay? First of all, I showed you how to run the ring. Second of all, I showed you how to hit the ropes. Third of all, I showed you how to cut the corner. All right, I showed you the places to be and the places not to be. Now let's put it together and show you how it works just moving around. All right, so I'll kind of work with Pete, and Pete will be the defense and I'll be the offense. All right, Pete? Okay, let's go. Okay, now as you get the idea, okay, you get the idea of learning how to use the ring. Because the square jungle, again, it's only you and your opponent. You're going into tunnel vision. There's nobody else but you and him, and you got to learn to use the ring for your advantage. This is the square jungle. Okay, now earlier, as you sing, I broke it up, learning how to use the tricks of the trade of the ring here. Okay, now we're going to put it together under pressure. We're going to have John and Pete actually learn to utilize the ropes. All right, you're going to see how it's utilized and how the movements of learning how to run and hit the ropes and so forth. So we're going to get Pete and John here, all right, learning the movements under pressure. Okay, now it doesn't matter, all right? It doesn't matter if you're a full contact fighter or you're a point tournament fighter, hey, or you're just out from the street. The whole idea is learning. Knowledge is power. So the more you know about it, the better it'll be. Okay, now, you say gloves? Okay, just move around. Now, as you can see, rhythm is they're always feeling each other. Okay, they're learning. Okay, they're learning how to use the ropes and learning the movements of slipping in and out. And they're always looking. As you can see, Pete right now is learning how to use the ropes, okay, and keeping them off. Okay, learning how to slip and move the ropes here. All right. Now, Pete, as you can see, utilizing the ropes for his advantage, learning how to slip away, slipping in, and his head. Notice the bobbing and weaving constantly. Okay, he's always moving, using the ropes, learning to use the ropes for his advantage by keeping his distance. Okay. Okay, now, as you see the movement, he's got him up against the corner. He's got him up against the corner and he's flipped him out. Okay. Now rhythm going back, you know, as you see, then he's sliding back and forth because he knows the ropes can help him. Okay, utilizing, okay, his movement, using the bounce off his ropes. Okay, again, as you can see, it doesn't really matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter if, okay, if you so much have to be that kind of aggressiveness. The idea is to be able to learn how to use the ropes or the movement of to get in there and to get out. Okay. Okay, that is good. That is good. Thank you. As you've seen, Pete and John, the movements of the ring, okay, learning how to use the ropes, sliding back and forth, and pivoting, okay, maneuvering your opponent. So the whole idea is learning how, okay, not how hard you hit or how fast you move, it's learning how to maneuver your opponent the way you want them, whether it's up against the ropes or up against the corner. This is the square jungle. Okay, now the next step is the bag, right? Now the heavy bag, as you know, that a lot of people have them. Most dojos, most gym has a bag. But a lot of people don't know how to use the bag properly, which we can use this bag, which we're going to show you right now, how to work timing, how to work speed, how to work distance, and how to take impact with it. Now, just like anything else, what you do on this bag, it becomes habit. And I'm going to show you at this point. So far, we worked the shadow box, we went into the ring, now we're to the bag. Okay, this is our next step now. John here is going to show you what we call rhythm with the bag. Now, the two things that you don't want to do. First of all, you don't want to push the bag with your hands. All right? In other words, with the palms, you don't want to push it, and you don't want to stop the bag with your hands. Now, the reason for this, okay? Now, for instance, if I put my hands on John's shoulders, all right, and I put it here, see, my hands are tied. He knows where my hands are, and his hands are free. So if I start to push him, his hands are free where he can throw. So the same way I work this bag, it's the same thing if I would work a body. That's why the habits are really important when you work these bags. Now, if you want to push the bag, you're going to be able to push it with the forearms, all right? You'll push it with the forearms, and you'll stop the bag with the forearms. Okay, now, the rhythm of it, okay, John is going to get this bag to move, and he's going to work rhythm as we did earlier. All right, the rhythm is forward and back, okay? Now, the rhythm, as you'll see, he'll come in with the bag, and he'll move back with the bag, keeping the distance, all right? That's one thing you learn, how to work with the bag, learning how to work distance, moving in and out with the bag. Okay, now, as the bag is moving, as John seems to be moving back and forth, working on his timing, now he's going to work pivoting. So as the bag comes toward him, he's going to work the pivot. Okay? As you see him, he's working pivot to the left, pivot to the right. He works forward, he's working back, and he's working the pivot. Now the pivot is used, all right? Let me give you an idea of what exactly he's doing on this bag. So for instance, if I happen to put my head down here to come to his body, he's learning to pivot away from me. So if he's pivoted away from me, now I got to actually turn to face him. So that's what John's doing. Okay, the same way he's working the bag is the same way he would work his opponent. Now, so far, John's worked the rhythm coming forward and backwards. Okay? He's worked the bag forward and backwards for timing. And then he's worked pivoting. Okay? Working the timing and learning how to keep the distance between the bag and learning how to get out of the way. Okay. Now the next step, okay, on a bag is learning how to work a rhythm on it. Remember I showed you the rhythm of angle movement. Okay, well this is the same movement I'm talking about, which John's going to work right now. So no matter if he steps to the left, he'll step left, right. The bag is 12 o'clock. If he steps right, left, the bag is still 12 o'clock. So however he's facing to the rhythm is going to be to the left. He's going to go through a 3 count. To the left, it looks like this. And left, right, stop. And he'll go to the right. Right, left, stop. Now the rhythm that he's moving back and forth on this bag, especially learning how to maneuver the bag. All right? Now as John maneuvers the bag, working forward and backwards, he's going to learn how to be able to move. Like for instance, if I'm right here, and as you've seen in the ring earlier, they were able to actually grab and turn each other like this, back and forth, and learning to maneuver themselves. Well, with the bag, it's the same way, no difference. You learn to use the bag and maneuver the bag the same way you will use your opponent. All right, we're going to get John here to actually show you how to maneuver this bag back and forth slowly. All right, as you go around, as you see him move around, he'll work his distance, he'll work his pivoting, okay? And plus he'll learn how to maneuver, okay, this bag, push it the way he wants. Right? He'll just push it the way he wants to go with it. Okay. All right, that's good. Now, I bet you're wondering what this Saturn thing around this bag is. Okay, it's my new patented bag that I just designed. And what it's all about is used for uppercuts, it's used for elbows, it's used for knees, it's used for shin kicking. I'll get John here to give you an example, okay? For uppercuts, this is what it looks like, all right, using uppercuts, okay? And the idea is to dig right to the jaw. Okay. Also, we can use this for overhand elbows, right? Which we use them for what they call Thai elbows, learning to go overhead and using to cut the person's head. It's called overhand elbows. Also, this is used for, okay, is what we call thrust kicking to the jaw. Okay? And the thrust kicking, as you see, he's going right to the jaw with it. Right? He's using this going right into the jaw. Also, we can use this for axe kicking, coming down on the bridge of the nose. Okay? Using that to come down on the bridge of the nose. Now, so far we learned how to use distance forward and backwards for timing. We learned how to pivot on it. We learned how to maneuver the bag. Also, we had a chance to see how to work your uppercuts, how to work downward elbows, how to work using the shin right to, using the heel right to the chin. Right? Now the bag has a lot of purpose for impact. And learning how to really put impact on this. And now there's 3 different kind of impacts that you can use on this bag. You have the shattering impact, which we call the jab. All right? So, and this basically is just like a flicker, okay, which is the jab. Okay? Then you have the right cross. But the right cross is used for shattering. Now you notice how John, he's going to throw a right cross, but using the shoulder. And the shoulder is not so much of a thrust or a push, it's more of a snap. And it's called shattering impact, okay, from a right cross. Okay, you notice that it's not so much thrust, it's just snapping. And it's using the shattering from the shoulder. And then you have what we call the breaking impact. Okay? The breaking impact is basically used as a thrust. Somebody will really throw all their body weight behind it. All right, and we can use this either with the left hook or we can use it with the right cross. Okay, you do. First, we'll start with the right cross. Okay, the thrust is the push, and the left hook. Okay, is you can see the power punch is throwing a lot of body weight, so you have that kind of impact as power. That's how you learn to utilize the bag to make it work for you. Now, we're going to get John here to actually put it together all at one shot. Okay, we showed you how to work timing, distance, right? Learning different impacts and the reason for this ring here. And we're going to get John to maneuver this bag the way he wants to maneuver it, like if it was an opponent. All right, the only thing is this opponent can't hit back yet. And we'll get John to work with this for a while, right? As you notice, and he's always moving. He's not at one stationary going forward and backwards. He's learning, and he's learning how to use the movements and angles. Okay, he's learning how to just as the bag moves, he's learning to work this distance and his timing with it. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now, in this bag, okay, like I told you, most people have a regular heavy bag. Not most people have a bag like this, but a regular heavy bag is all the same. The bags you learn to use the same way. That's how you utilize this kind of heavy bag. Okay, now you're seeing the 90-pound bag with the ring around it, Saturn bag, all right? Now you have another bag, which you have, what we call the banana bag. You got a 200-pound bag here, but this bag is used for shin kicking, okay? It's used for building power, building strength. And Pete here is going to demonstrate some of how you start to work on power and learning how to build the shins up, okay? Basically, we work, as you see, it's almost a 6 to a 7 foot bag. We use it for sweeping, all right, for building sweep, but you notice we're using the shin, okay, for it. So Pete will work the shin, and you see that when he kicks the bag, he kicks it in an angle where it's going into it, all right? You can use it, the target area will be the calf, will be the thigh, will be the ribs, and naturally will be the face area. Okay, now, learning to utilize this bag for power, because it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot out of you. And the main thing is learning how to protect your face at the same time, learning to utilize and maneuvering it the way you want it to be moved. Pete will work showing impact. Okay, let's work on impact now. Just to show them how to build your shins up. Okay, and that's what this bag is used for. First, we'll start low at the sweep. Okay? Okay, then from right there, then we utilize it to the thigh. Okay, so I'm next to this bag here, so you can picture, all right, as you can picture, where the target areas on this bag that he's hitting. All right, now he's going to go right to the floor and ribs with the shin. Okay, and to move this kind of bag, you're talking 200 pounds here, to move this kind of bag the way he's moving, you can imagine the kind of impact he's using on this. Also, we use this for knees, working the back knee, also working the front knee. Also, we use this also for elbows, and using the front elbow. Okay, now Pete is going to give you an idea of how to build power from this bag. And as you can see, John earlier showed you how to learn to maneuver forward and backwards with it, learning timing, eye gapping, distance, and so forth. Well, Pete is going to show you how to build power with this bag and learning how to maneuver it the way he wants to. All right? Let's give it to Pete. So as you can see, Pete has this in this, and he's really got a lot of impact, okay? And usually as he mixes up, when he's going low, he's working knee, and he's preparing his knees, right? And usually knees follow elbows, always come together with it, right? So as you can see, Pete is moving, and actually, I mean, a 200-pound bag, and he's pushing this bag like it's not too much of anything there. You can see the kind of impact, what kind of power Pete has here, you know? So, as you can see, the power of Pete on hitting this banana bag, it's not a matter of how many times he hit it, it's how hard he hits it and what kind of impact that he can hit it with. Everything he hits it with is a breaking impact. Not a slapping, not a shattering, it's all breaking impact. That's the banana bag for you. All right, I'm sure everybody's familiar with this bag. Okay, this is a common bag with most gyms, most dojos have. Now, with this bag, usually we use this a lot, just punching and kicking, but I'm going to show you what we call learning how to dance with the bag. And learning to dance with the bag is just learning rhythm and timing, learning how to maneuver the bag back and forth. Well, you've seen John work one bag, and you've seen Pete work another bag. Well, I'm going to work this bag into a dance, all right? And the dance of rhythm, the movement, is not so much hitting, it's a matter of just maneuvering it, all right? And that's how we work with it, all right? This is what we call dancing with the bag. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's not so much hitting the bag. It's not so much having to touch the bag so much. It's just a matter of feeling the bag and going along with it, just moving it forward and backward, slipping, using your head for angles, which is almost used for a third hand almost. Basically, the bags can be used for a lot of different type of movement. But you're seeing 3 different types of bags, 3 different types of movements. These bags are very important into your fighting because whatever you do on these bags become habit. So, remember the most important thing on these bags. You do not touch the bag with your hands, and you do not stop the bags with your hands. Always using the forearm, because when your hands are touching the bags, it's like you're putting your hands on your shoulders. It's very important learning how to use the bags properly. Okay, for these bags is one thing. Now, these bags are important. As you see, 3 different types of bags, but they're important, and each one of them has their importance into it. I like to go into a different type of bag, which is completely different, which is called a timing bag. Okay, this is a timing bag I was speaking of, all right, for the ones that didn't know. The timing bag is used for eye gapping and learning how, like if this bag was actually in my head moving back and forth. Pete here is going to show you how to start off with a basic, okay, with a basic single jab. Because actually when this ball starts to move, it's almost like my head. Like for instance, if Pete's facing me and my head is doing this, and I'm moving my head like this, and he's looking at me and he's looking to hit me. Every time I move, he's watching to hit me. Well, that's the object of this bag. It's working the timing on it. So we're going to start off with a single jab, right? So as Pete moves around, he'll look at this bag and he'll only work a single jab on this, right? Okay, now as you see, Pete is working a single jab. He's going to follow it, okay, with the right cross. So actually he started with 1 punch. Now he's going to follow it with a 2 punch. So it'll be jab, right cross. Okay, now you started with a single jab, then you followed up with the right cross, so you had 2. Now the next, we'll follow it up with a 3 motion, which will be jab, right cross, left hook. Now the idea is not how many times you hit it, it's how accurate you can hit it. All right? So we're going to work with jab, right cross, left hook. And notice Pete throws his movements real short, because if he's cocking his hands back, it takes too long to bring them forward. So he's going to make them real short, and he's going to work on a 3 count. Jab, right cross, left hook. Okay, now, you're seeing Pete work from a single to a double to a triple. Now, we're going to mix up the combinations. Okay, we're going to mix it up with jab, right uppercut. Okay, we can use right cross, left hook. Okay, because these are the most common combinations you would use. Right? Also, you have a right cross, left hook. And you would have the jab, right uppercut. Now, we're going to let Pete actually move around and show you, okay, just learning to move around is not, again, remember, it's not how many times you hit it, it's all accurate you can hit it, okay? You have to hit this bag accurately. Right? And we'll just let Pete move around and work the timing bag. This is what it looks like in motion. Okay, that's good, Pete. You know, you see, in a timing bag, it takes good eye and hand coordination to hit this bag, because when that bag is moving all the time, you got to be able to strike and keep your eye. When it's another direction, you got to be able to hit it while it's moving. This moves like a head. Okay, when the head's moving, you got to keep your eye accurate on it. So between the distance between your hand and the ball, or the distance between the hand and the head moving, you got to be able to have timing enough to catch it, or time the object and meet it at the same time. The timing ball has a lot of movement like this, and which it comes in real handy for head movement. Right? This is the timing ball for you. That's what is the purpose of it, is for working good timing and eye and hand coordination. These are the focus gloves. A lot of you see these, a lot of boxers use these. Well, the focus gloves is a really good tool for learning how to work on the bobbing and weaving, learning how to use your blocks, and also learning how to work combinations, which we're going to show right now. Pete is going to work your basic strikes, your basic bobbing and weaving, your basic blocks with these focus gloves. All right? Now, right off the bat, I'm going to show you how to work the bobbing and weaving with these gloves. That's the kind of tools you can use with these focus gloves. You can bob to the left and use learn the slipping, bob to the right, or you can work your weaving. Okay? Practice your weaving. Also, you can practice your body blocks. Body block left, or you can practice your body block right. Right? Now, in these movements, at the same time, then you learn to work with a block and then following it up with a strike. We're going to work our basic strikes, which will be your jab. And also, then you have your right cross. Then you have your left hook. Your right uppercut. Your left uppercut. You have your left hook to the body. And you have your spinning back fist. And also you have what they call an overhand right. As you see, as he slips to the right side, okay? He'll slip, bob to the right. Again, you come overhand right. Okay. Now, with these basic combinations, we're going to put them in combos. For instance, your jab, right, cross. Okay, then you have your jab, right, cross, left hook. And then you have your right uppercut, left hook. Then you have your left hook to the body, left hook to the head. Then you have your basic jab, spinning back fist. Okay, then you have your uppercut. Okay, you have your right uppercut, right cross, using the same hand. Right uppercut, right hand. Okay, then you have your left hook to the body, left uppercut. Okay, in a combination movement, we'll just let Pete put them together, okay, on his own. As we move around, he will work his own combinations. Okay. Now, as you can see Pete working the different combinations, now we're going to show you how to work on a defense move. So for instance, as Pete, all right, Pete will throw the jab, and I slip, I go to, he body blocks, right? And then he'll follow with the left hook. All right, so it looks like this. Okay. Also, if he happens to throw the jab, and I come in, he body blocks left, okay, he comes back with the right cross, left hook. And so it looks like this. Basically, with the focus gloves, you can do a lot of things with them. You can either be offense or defense with them. And the focus gloves has a lot of use. For instance, you can practice your feinting. For instance, he'll feint back, come back with the right cross. Feint back, and he'll follow it up. Or he can work the feint down and he'll work the stiff jab. Also, he can work forward and work the jab. So, the focus gloves has a lot of meaning to movement. All right, and we're just going to let Pete just flow with it as he goes along. He'll flow and I'll come back with it and he'll just kind of feel the movements while he's hitting. I'll actually come back and he'll just kind of flow with it, work his own bobbing and weaving and feinting and faking. All right? Okay, as you can see, putting together the focus gloves, you can have so many different options of feinting and faking. You can use actually your defense and offense together while working with focus gloves. This is a speed bag. Most people look and actually think it's their opponent's head. Okay, they imagine it. Now, there's a lot of different ways of using this speed bag. Now, we can use it for eye and hand coordination, or we can use it to actually build the shoulders to keep the hands up. Because a lot of times what happens is the shoulders get tired and they start to drop. Well, this keeps your hands and your shoulders going. All right, it keeps the strength up there. Now, basically, what we need to work with this is we're going to start on a basic movement, which will be a one technique, or one hand. It will start with the left hand, all right, because usually most people are right-handed. So we use the left hand, and we'll just work it straight, okay, with the knuckles, and we'll go straight with it. Okay, now the whole idea of hitting this straight is just to feel the rhythm and hearing it. The rhythm is pop, 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 pop. Now the same movement that you hear in that rhythm, you have to hear it in order to feel the rhythm as you move. So we'll start with the one rhythm, which will be straight jab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, the movement, it will be knuckles, palm. Knuckles, palm. All right? Here's what it looks like. Knuckles, palm. Knuckles, palm. Okay? Now the whole idea is to hear the rhythm of it. You hear that pop, 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 then you know you have good rhythm with it. Now, to work both hands together. You start off with the left, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if you happen to hit the bag downward, it takes too long to come up, so your timing will be off. The whole key is to hit it straight on and do not cock it way back, which most people will end up hit the bag and they'll come way up here and try to catch it, way up high. The idea is to attack the ball. You got to be able to be right in on it. You got to attack it. Okay? Because when you attack it, is you're giving it a less time to come back on you, where you end up way up here. You need to be right on top of it. So the 4 count will be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knuckles, palm, knuckles, palm. Knuckles, palm, knuckles, palm. But notice with my hands, they're always up. They're not downward. I'm hitting the bag straight into it. I'm going forward with this. Okay, now that you have the basic 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to pick up the speed just a little bit and hear. Okay, the whole key is to hear the sound. It looks like, or it sounds like this. Now, if you hear that pop, 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 the rhythm of it is, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have different patterns. The basic pattern is with one hand at a time, and then you put them together. Okay, also then you have the rap, okay, working them in this sensation, which it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, once you have a basic pattern, it's not how many different ways you can hit the ball. It's how accurate you can hit it and keep the rhythm of it. Because the more you can keep the rhythm going, the more the shoulders and the eye and the hand coordination works together. All right? Because the shoulders, first of all, is getting the workout by keeping your hands up. And second of all, your eyes and your hands are coordinating with the rhythm, the sound of it. All right? And now we're going to put it all together. And it'll look like this. Or should I say, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now, you've seen the rhythm on the 4 count, and then you sing the rhythm of the rap. Now, we need that you can use it. We need to work on a slam. A slam is almost like an uppercut, all right, or a left hook. They're called slams. And we work on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 slam. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 slam. So the rhythm of it will be movement. Okay, now, we did it, the slam with the right cross. Now we're going to do a slam with the left hook. The same movement. Okay? Timing of it was real important of this speedball. A lot of people say, well, the speedball is just for fast movement. It has a lot of different elements of learning how to work power, learning how to work timing, and also learning the eye gap, eye and hand gap coordination. All right, and we'll just put it all together. It looks like this, or it sounds this way. And I'd like you to know that for the ones that really don't know, that they come in different sizes. And the reason for it, the bigger the ball is more for beginner type movement because it's bigger and you got a lot of target area. The smaller it becomes, the harder and the faster you have to work on rhythm and timing. So if you go shopping for one, if you're a beginner, get the big size bag. This is a medium sized bag. You need a bigger size if you're just a beginner. If by any chance you have experience or some kind of experience, a medium-sized bag is a real good bag. If you're really good at the bag, then a peanut bag will be pretty much your size. That's what the speedball is all about. All right, this bag is called a Power Shield. Some of you have seen it, some of you probably own one of them. All right, we're going to have John show you how to use impact. We're going to start all over with the basic kicks on this, but only this bag is moving around. Now you have a moving target, which using a bag that's just hanging from the rafter there has no kind of movement. This one here will give you the same kind of impact, but only with a moving object now. We're going to get John here to show you exactly, okay, the ball kick and the impact of it. And notice what he's catching. He's catching the pocket of this bag, all right? Which will use the ball kick. Okay, which will use the switch ball kick. Okay? Okay, then the round kick. Now notice how he's using the ball of the foot, okay? Round kick. Okay, switch round kick. Then you have the side kick, right? And you have the backside kick. Now you have the spinning back kick. Okay. Then you have the axe kick. Okay. You have the spinning wheel kick. Then you have your jump kick. You have your jump ball kick. You have your jump roundhouse kick. You have your jump side kick. You have your jump spinning back kick. Okay, you have your jump front spinning back kick. Okay. Then you have your power kicking. Okay, you have your power round kick, which you're using the shin. Then you have your switch power round kick. All right. Also, you can use the knees on this bag. You have your back knee. Then you have your switch knee. Okay. Now, notice how we use all the basic kicks that you use on all the other bags, but now we're going to use it in a moving motion. Now, I'm actually going to set John up for different movements. All right, and he's just gonna follow along with me. Just by how I move this bag, he is going to work it, all right? This is what it looks like when it's in action. And now remember, we have our zoning. We have a 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot zoning. I'm gonna stay in a 2 foot zone. Okay, let's go, John. As you see, using the power shield, you get a chance to move around a moving target. At the same time, the impact is just as strong as you can see on this. There's no difference. The only difference that you have between this bag and the bag that's hanging, this one you have a moving. These are Tide pads, as you can see, used for power kicking, but these are definitely designed, okay, for, as you can see, they're short and they're thicker and they're only used for power kicking. And John here is going to demonstrate how to use this for power kicking. Plus, it's also in the range of short range movements, using for knees or power kicking. So, we're going to get to a point where we're showing you basically the round kick, but it will be power round kick. As you've seen before, John will work it, okay? All right, again. Okay, also, a switch power round kick. Okay, now, you can see the impact, okay, of these bags. Plus, my whole body is jarring with these anyways. Now, also, you can use them for knees. Usually, if you will work into a clinch, say if you will clinch and he will head clinch, you work the knees. Okay. Now, this time, what we're going to do is we're just going to move around, and I'm going to give him target areas, and he'll pick them on his own. But every time he throws, it will be for power. All right. It'll actually be to do some damage. All right. It's not for slapping. It's not for shattering. It's for breaking. All right. Let's go for some power kicking. As you can see, the power is John throwing to these Tide kick pads here. It doesn't take a lot of kicking. It just takes one good one to do a lot of jarring on this. These are power shin kicks. All right, now that we're coming to our end of our workout, we're going to learn to use impact. All right, with the medicine ball. Not only learning impact, learning strength. So we're going to have John, okay, show you how to work impact as far as building the gut with the medicine ball. All right, so we'll get John here. As you notice, he's going to go into a push-up position, okay, and he's going to roll on his stomach side to side, forward and backwards. And what the medicine ball does, it learns to tighten up the gut and tighten up the muscles, okay, at that time. And this is what he's doing with the medicine ball right now. Okay, that's good. Okay, now, that's one way of working the medicine ball. The next way of working the medicine ball is learning how to utilize the sides. Okay, learning how to work the strength of the body. Okay, let's pick up the medicine ball and let's get back to back. Now, as you can see, they're going to work the twisting. We'll go slow at first, as you see. John will hand it to Pete. Pete will turn around and hand it to John. As you notice, they're working the twist, and then they're going to start impact on their chest. One, okay, as they turn, hit, 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 and hit. That's good. Okay. Now, you notice the weight of the ball, first of all, gives you good whipping, all right? And it gives you good torque on the side for your left hook or your right cross. It gives you that kind of a motion. Okay, the next thing is learning how to build for the shoulders, all right? What we're going to do is learning to pump. The impact is going to be the gut. It's going to be to the side of the ribs, okay, on each side. So the first one will be, now notice how Pete pumps the medicine ball. It's straight on, all right? And then he'll pump it right back, okay? Then to the right, then to the left, and then right back to the center again. Okay, that's good. Now, you're seeing, first of all, how the pump. Notice the ball is pumped from the shoulders straight out like this. Okay, that's building the shoulders. The next instead is the impact. When they're taking it, they're tightening up. And notice how they tighten the body. And each time they took the impact, they tensed up at the time of the impact. Okay, the next step is strengthening the legs. Okay, as you see, I mean, we're talking about a good 15 pounds, 10, 15 pounds with this bag. They're going to clinch it with their ankles, and they're going to actually jump and lift this medicine ball and toss it to each other, building the strength of their calf and their thighs. It looks like this. Okay? As you can see, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of strength. There you go. That's how much strength it takes. Ready? Okay, that's good. Okay, now you've seen that we went from the shoulders to the impact of the gut, how to build the strength. Okay, now a different type of impact, learning how to take impact against itself. Now we're going to have Pete get on his back, and we're going to have John get right over him. Now notice when Pete takes the impact, the idea is, first of all, is held over him, and John is just going to drop it right on his gut, and he's going to take the impact and tighten his body right at the time of impact. Okay, now you notice that he pushes it straight up, and then the impact will go a little higher. Each time it'll go a little higher. Okay, that's good. Okay, now, usually learning the medicine ball is used for strengthening and learning how to take impact. That's what the medicine ball is all about. All right? It doesn't do anything else other than strengthen and prepares you for impact. That's the medicine ball for you. All right, now we're coming toward the end of our workout, and I'm sure every one of you are familiar with this tool, which is the jump rope. And the jump rope, naturally, we use for cardiovascular, we use for hand and eye and feet coordination. All right, and so we're going to have John and Pete start with jump rope and working different, and you'll be able to see them work different patterns. And as they work the patterns, you can see some work for coordination, some working for knees, some working for movement. They'll both work it together, and then they'll actually change up by themselves. So keep a good eye on them. All right, they'll start working the jump rope. All right, let's go. As you can see, okay, in the workout, okay, let's go back a little bit, what we started off with, all right? We started off automatically with the shadow boxing and warm-up. From there, usually we go anywhere from 1 to 2 rounds. Usually 2 rounds is good enough warm-up to a point where your body is nice and warm and you build up a good little sweat. From there, we went right into the ring. And from the ring, you go, usually amateurs go 3 rounds and pros go anywhere from 5 to 7 rounds. Okay, but we'll keep it at 3 rounds for right now. And then from the ring, automatically we went into the bags. Now we went into 3 different type of bags. We went into the bag, the short bag, which is 90 pounder with the ring around it. And we went into the power bag, or should I say the big banana bag. And then we went into the regular bag. Now, usually you would go on the power bag, you would hit that 2 rounds. And then you would go on the regular 90-pound bag for 2 rounds. Then we went into the timing bag. And usually you hit the timing bag for 2 rounds. And then we went right into the power shield. And you used to hit that for 2 rounds. And then we went into the focus gloves. And your focus gloves, usually you go 2 rounds. And then we went into the power bags, okay, with the tie, power bag. And usually you hit that, usually 1 round, because by then the energy is slowing down. So we hit that for 1 good solid round, and you give it all you got. And then from there, we went into the speed bag. The speed bag, naturally, as you know, the speed bag is good for that cardiovascular, good for eye and hand coordination, and to keep those hands up. You use that for 2 rounds. And then you jump rope for 2 rounds. Now that you finished all your workout, now that your body's tired and you got good cardiovascular and your muscles are good and hot and warm, maybe very exhausted, now this is a time to exercise. Now is the time is when you want to really go out there and do your push-ups, your sit-ups, because then you're going to push it to your max. So far, you almost went 14 rounds right there of everything. That's 14 rounds. That should take you anywhere from an hour to an hour and 20 minutes of solid workout, non-stop. Remember, it's not work out a bag, rest 5 minutes, work out another bag, rest 5 minutes. It's solid all the way through. That's how you should go through your workout. So this will conclude the workout session, as well as learning how to use your tools properly. Because if you don't know how to use your tools properly, there's no use of using them. So I hope you enjoy the video, and please take it, digest it, sleep it, walk it, talk it, and be able to use it to your advantage. Thank you.